do you have snow? Because parts of Ontario, and I'm pretty sure it's parts of the States, apparently they got like 125 centimeters or something like that in one day.
Where was that?
Muskoka?
Muskoka?
Yeah, where's that?
I'm not sure.
Is that in the States or Canada?
I don't know.
Oh, well, let us know where that is. But apparently, no, it's been in the news that somewhere got 125 centimeters of snow in one day.
Like here in Ontario, which is probably, I would say, close to 8 hours away from where we are right now, a place called Sault Ste. Marie. Mm-hmm. They got like 80 centimeters in like one day.
Yeah, it has to be somewhere up there.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Like that's crazy.
That's a lot of shoveling.
That's beyond shoveling. That's beyond shoveling.
Yeah.
I don't even know what you do at that point. Like the most we ever had to deal with was like 40 centimeters when we first moved here.
Yeah, in one day. That was a lot. That was crazy.
Yeah. Like I don't know like what my dad did like when I was younger if it ever snowed like that, but I didn't have to deal with it. That's all I know.
I know that I went sledding.
Yeah.
In the snow. So like I would bring out my little donut type of thing, and then I would just there you go down the hill that my dad just pushed up the snow.
So you used like a sleigh or a donut or a crazy carpet?
I don't know. I've never heard of a crazy carpet before.
The crazy carpet?
Yeah.
It's just like a plastic piece of material
those. No.
has the little handles at the end.
Yeah, no, I've never used those. That you're supposed to like kind of lift up.
Yeah.
No, I've never used those. Those just look cheap. I remember seeing those in elementary school.
Those things are dangerous.
Oh, yeah? What, you flipped over or something?
No, you just slide really quick.
Oh, okay.
And you're on just this little sheet.
No, like I said, I've never been on one of those. I've seen them in elementary schools, and I had no
interest?
No interest in going on one of those.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, they were fun. They were fun, but they're dangerous. Mm. But I used to have like, they call them GTs.
Okay.
So it had like, it almost looked like, I guess, a mini like snowmobile. It had two little like skis on each side. And then it had the small little handlebars in the middle. You must have seen them.
I don't remember.
Yeah, you must have seen them. I'll put a picture on the screen here so you guys can understand what I'm saying. But yeah, we used to like build jumps and hit jumps with them.
Okay.
Yeah, they were fun. I
know that a couple of school boards, they said that the school buses wouldn't be running because of the bad weather.
Yeah.
It's actually really funny. So I was reading this article about certain schools in Sudbury that was going to be closed, right? It was saying that the school buses aren't going to be running. And it says school buses are not going to be running today due to the bad weather. And then literally in the last paragraph says, please do not forget to pick up your kid. I need to know why they have to add that part in.
Because it's obviously happened. It's obviously happened where people forgot to pick up their kids. They drop them off in the morning and then they're like, they just go about their day, normal day, right? Thinking their kid's just going to hop on the school bus and do their own thing. And they just totally just gapped on it.
That the school buses weren't running?
I mean, it's not that the parents probably like completely forgot. Mm-hmm. If it ever happened, it's just like they were just late. Because they got caught up in work and they just forgot that buses weren't running. And then like half an hour after they were supposed to pick up their kid, they're like, oh shoot, oh no,
the school buses weren't running today.
So then they have to leave work and
my mom forgot about me at daycare.
Oh, yeah.
Well, she didn't technically forget about me, and that's what she would say. What happened was she thought my sister was supposed to pick me up, and then my sister thought my dad was supposed to pick me up, and then my dad thought my mom was picking me up. So nobody picked me up.
So there was just very, very no communication, lack of awareness of who was supposed to do what.
Mm-hmm. And then no one picked me up, and little Amelia was sitting there. I was angry. I was so angry because I didn't want to go to daycare to begin with. So just imagine how angry I was, little Amelia.
Wow. How old were you at this time?
I don't know. I don't remember. I was in elementary school. I know some people put their dogs in daycare.
Mm-hmm.
Do you guys send your dogs, if you have a dog, do you send them to daycare, like doggy daycare, or do you leave them at home? For us, we just leave Trumpet here.
Yeah. Like he has access to the whole house other than like the bedrooms and the washrooms.
Mm.
But like the living room space, kitchen. Speaking of that, the other day, Amelia decided to cook some hash browns. Took them out of the oven.
Oh.
Left them on the stove. Forgot about them. Didn't put them away. And yeah, I could just imagine how mad Trumpet was that entire day. Smelling those hash browns.
Probably. He was probably trying to jump up on the stove and trying to get them.
Mm-hmm.
But speaking of the kitchen, Curtis burnt a pot. Remember in a couple of episodes he said he doesn't burn food? Or he doesn't burn pots? Well, guess what? Curtis burnt the coffee that was in the pot.
I didn't burn. There's nothing
he
burnt.
He burnt it. And now we have 2 pots on the stove.
It's not burnt.
It's
just
burnt.
The coffee inside the pot got burnt.
No. Point is, you said you don't burn things. So remember how he was giving me heck because I would leave something on the stove and then go about my merry little life, walk away, and then forget about it. And next thing you know, we smell something burning. And then the pot's burnt, right? Remember that? Do you guys remember? Go back if you don't remember. Or maybe we'll just add a flashback because this is so important to me because it happened. It happened. We're gonna do a flashback. We have not done a flashback in years. So here's a flashback. And don't forget about the cleanup. They should also include cleanup.
Yes, they should say cook time 1 hour, cleanup time 20 minutes.
Who's cleaning up for 20 minutes after you cook for an hour? That's not how it works. Don't forget about, you gotta let the pan soak if you burnt the pot.
Who burns pots? You burn pots, not me.
You guys, we've had this pot on the stove soaking for like almost 2 weeks now.
So
I burnt the rice.
She burnt rice so bad. Like it was like thick layer.
And don't tell me you guys don't burn food. Everybody burns food.
Not everybody walks away from their food. Like you.
Exactly. And who burnt the pot now?
She edited this with AI.
What?
It never happened.
You burnt the pot. And what was crazy too is that Curtis put on the cup of coffee, walked away, went upstairs, did his own thing. I was actually sitting here on the couch and I was just, calling with Trumpet on the computer. And then Curtis comes back downstairs, not even thinking to go check on his coffee that he put on. He came and sat right next to me on the couch. Mm-hmm. And he also goes on his computer and we're just talking. And then all of a sudden we just get this like whiff, like this scent. And we're like, what's that smell? Like, I actually said it in my head. I was like, what's that smell? Because I kept smelling something. Trumpet was sleeping. So I'm actually really surprised that Trumpet didn't smell it and started barking. But then out of nowhere, Chris goes, oh my gosh, my coffee! And then he gets up, runs to the kitchen. It's burnt. It bubbled, and now the pot's burnt.
it was on there boiling.
Yep.
And there
with the cover on.
There was definitely a lot less than what I had there originally. Because basically, it was coffee from this morning that I was just trying to reheat on the stove. And, yeah, that didn't turn out very well. So, we went to Tim Hortons. We got some new coffee.
Yeah, I got a cafe mocha, like usual.
And then I have half French vanilla, half coffee.
Mm-hmm. So how does it feel, Curtis, to know that you too burn pots? Huh? How does it feel? Confess. How does it feel?
When I'm cooking food,
it doesn't matter.
I don't burn.
You burnt something. You forgot about it. You said that you don't cook stuff and you don't walk. When you cook stuff, you say you don't walk away. Point is, you walked away.
I don't know how this happened.
It was meant to be.
How did I get that distracted? I never do this.
It was meant to be, y'all.
I'm so confused how I even did this. Like, when did I even turn it on?
I don't know. It definitely was not me.
Anyway.
But it's crazy because like you could be in the room and you don't smell anything burning until someone else walks downstairs, or unless you walk out the room and come back. You're like, what's that smell?
Yeah.
And to be honest, I think I was smelling it for a while. I just didn't know what it was. I was like, did we, like, is there something in the garbage that is rotting? And you gotta think, like, that's what I thought it was. Like, I don't know why, but I should have known something was burning because it has like that distinctive smell when something's burning.
Yeah.
But I just couldn't put my finger on it.
Yeah. No, it's true though. Like, if you're in the room as it starts like burning, or like something just starts cooking, you don't really notice the smell because it's like gradual, right? But for someone else, like if you're burning toast or something and they're upstairs and they come down, they're like, whoa, what the hell are you burning?
Yeah, like you can't smell that? And I was sitting right here the entire time trying to burn down the house with me and Trumpet in it. And you. That's crazy. But anyways, tell us what's new with you guys. What is good? Trumpet got his teeth cleaned. We'll put a picture of what his before and then after looked like. I think they did a really good job.
Yeah, it's funny. When we went back to pick him up after, the girl in the back, she yells out, or well, you asked, you said, how were his teeth? And she's just like, it was just black.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't like, I don't know, it was just funny how she just yelled that out. Because like it could have been worse, but you take care of his teeth.
I try to brush them as much as I can, like, and like, as often as I can.
And it was about 2 years since we got like this professionally clean. Other than that, you just brush them.
I just find like his teeth get so stained and plaque just hardens so quick on his teeth. Like you, as soon as he eats, you almost like have to brush his teeth right away. I want to know, if you guys have dogs, what do you guys use for their teeth? Do you guys get his teeth cleaned by the vet? Or do you just brush them more frequently? And like, do you guys add an additive to the water? So you know that's what my cousin does. She adds like an additive to his water so that it helps keep his breath clean and things like that. Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, like I know like some of the treats and stuff, they have some sort of
like a dental cleaning in them.
Yeah.
I don't find those really work though.
Yeah.
I haven't been able to find one that I can say really cleaned his teeth or like helped remove some of the plaque or bacteria. Either way, he's still eating something. That's the thing, right? Like,
yeah. But
that's why I don't think I understand how those work.
And I don't know if it is different, someone that feeds their dog kibble, because the kibble's hard, right? So maybe it like breaks off some of the plaque. Whereas Trumpet eats raw food, so it just sticks more to his teeth. So you have to wash them more often. You have to brush them more often. I don't know.
That the raw food was supposed to be better for his teeth, but I don't know. I actually don't know.
Yeah, I really don't. That's why I'm asking. Like, I don't actually know how that all works. But either way, his teeth are not bad. He's 5 years old and he's still got very, very nice teeth. You can see in the pictures, the before and after, they did a very good job.
Yeah, they did. This is our first time trying out this company. We tried a different company with a similar name, and we haven't been able to find them since. But I think this new company is pretty good. So we might try again in another year or so to get his teeth professionally clean, because it costs a lot. Like it costs $200.
$240 with a tip.
Yeah,
which is a lot.
Yes, it is. So welcome back to this Thing of Ours podcast,
where we talk about all of life's highs and lows
and everything in between. Tell us something good with you guys. How have you been? How was your work week?
Yeah, drop a comment. Let us know how you've been. For us, we recently got something. Well, you got something updated or renewed, and I got my first ever passport.
Yep. Congratulations, Curtis.
35 years old. First ever passport. Yep. I mean, I guess I never really had the need for it in my mind. Okay. In my mind, I never had the need for it. However, if I had one, I may have ended up using it or been more inclined to be like, let's go take a trip. Let's just drive down somewhere in like New York or whatever, right? But I never, I don't know. I just, in my mind, I was like, I didn't plan on taking trips, so I just never got a passport. I don't know. Even though one thing I've always said I wanted to do was travel, I just, I don't know. I don't know why I never really tried to get one, but now I do. But now I
Yeah,
do.
congratulations. So you guys can guess what our ornament on the tree was this year.
Yes.
We said we was going to be running shoes. We're still looking for a running shoe ornament, but we got the Canada passport ornament
Yes.
for the tree, which is actually really cool. It kind of looks like the passport.
We actually didn't even plan on getting this one. We just walked into Canadian Tire.
And there it was.
Yep.
And I was like, you know what? Maybe this one was meant to be. Yeah. Sometimes I feel like when you put yourself in a position, it's almost like you're allowing the universe to do its work for you. So the fact that you just kept saying you wanted to travel, but you actually never did anything to show that you want to travel,
Yep.
you never traveled, right?
Yep.
Like,
Yeah,
you never went anywhere.
It's true. I never really went outside of Ontario very often.
You couldn't go outside of Canada because you didn't have a passport.
I just mean Ontario.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Like, even before I met you, I went to Montreal a couple times, but that was even rare. I literally only went probably 2-3 times before I met you. So, but like after we met, then yes, I was going into Quebec quite often. But other than that, it was Ontario and Quebec. That was literally it.
Mentioned on the podcast before that I had a passport for over 10 years, and it was not because it's not because you didn't have one that I didn't travel. I didn't really feel like traveling. I was having a hard time with the finances, so you need money obviously to travel, unless there's another way to travel. Y'all let me know. But you need money to travel, and at the time, like we were going through a rough patch financially, and then I also was going by myself before I met you through a rough patch financially, right? Like I was in school, I didn't really have time to travel. Where was I going to travel? Flights out of Sudbury was expensive, so I was like, well, where am I going to go? You know what I mean? So.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, when you see people traveling like multiple times a year, let's just say, like multiple times a year, like, how do they find these deals? Because I know they're not just being like, yeah, I'm just going to look online and find full price things and travel 5-6 times a year. Like,
Yeah.
they got to be finding deals to want to actually proceed with taking that trip. You know what I mean?
Maybe they look on Expedia or something.
I don't know. I'm really curious to know how people find good deals on trips, because I know they're out there. 100% they are, but I don't know how to find them.
Where's the first place you want to go?
I don't know.
What's your first stamp? What country do you want your first stamp to be in your new passport? Your very first ever passport.
Well, I mean, it's probably going to end up being United States. But as for like where I'd like to go, I've always said I wanted to go to Italy because of the culture, right? The food culture they have there, the wine, stuff like that. But there's other places too that I would like to go. Egypt is one. I don't know. Where would you like to go?
That's a good question. I actually don't really know. I don't actually know where I would like to go first. I haven't been to like New York, New Jersey in years. So maybe I'll take a trip out there. But I've always seen on like YouTube, like these YouTubers going to like these random places that like it looks like the hotel, not hotel, but it looks like the room is almost like on a little island, and then it looks like a hut. I don't know if that's the best way to describe
Like
it.
the ones that are like on top of the water.
Yeah.
Is that the one you
Yeah,
mean?
yeah. I
Yeah, I
would
know.
love to experience that, but I don't even know where in the world that is. Like, I feel like
Yeah.
almost like spinning a globe and then closing my eyes and then stop the globe with my finger, and wherever that is, that's where we're going.
I do remember
I
doing
would,
that when I was younger.
yeah, I think that would be a really cool video to do. Like, just spin the globe wherever it lands. That's going to be your first trip. But I always said that I always wanted to go to Banff.
Yeah. See, that's
Which
still
is,
in Canada.
yeah, but Albert, I want to go out that way.
Yeah.
You know, like that's a different world. I want to see, I want to see out there. I want to see those mountains, Banff, Alberta. Look it up on TikTok. It just looks amazing. And I've met so many people that was from that area. And I always ask them, like, are those mountains real? Like, they just don't look real. And everyone says like, yeah, like it's the most beautiful scene you'll ever see.
They always do say, and it's like this, like anywhere you really go, that's like a scenery location, right? People that go there, they're like, honestly, pictures do not do it justice.
Yeah.
You have to see it in person. Everyone always says that. So, yeah. It would be nice to see, because I've seen pictures and I'm like, wow, that's still beautiful. But then if they're saying this, it must be like very, very nice.
Yeah, I would love to see the water. I've seen that the water looks like this beautiful blue-ish color.
Yeah.
So that's one area in Canada I would love to go. In the States, bro, your girl's still trying to make it Disney World. So that's on my list. That'll be forever on my list until I can knock it off.
You know, I actually just seen something the other day, and I bet you've never even recognized this.
Let me guess what you're gonna say. Is it Disney World?
What?
Is it about Disney World and
It's about-
Disneyland?
yeah.
Yeah, about
What?
the LA.
Oh my. Okay, so you've seen the same post. Man, I was like, yeah, right. That, like, how?
It was on the news.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, that's how I saw it. It was a news
Because I've
on
never
Facebook.
really like understood the difference. I just knew one was in Orlando and one was in LA.
Yeah.
That's literally all I knew, and I didn't know which was which because I didn't pay attention that much. But now it just makes
I
sense.
know, right? It's crazy. And what if they planned that?
I don't know. I don't know. But that if they did not plan that, that's like some crazy coincidence.
Do you believe in coincidences?
I don't know. I kind of do. Because sometimes people don't plan things and it just works out. It does happen. But then again,
okay, but it could just be meant to be.
yes, okay, but that's the other thing. Was it just meant to be? Like, even though you consciously did not plan it, subconsciously
You did.
you did. Or you manifested it. Because it was just, the universe was just meant for it to happen.
About the frequency?
Yeah.
You should tell them about the key in your head, Curtis.
So, my remote start in my car. I've had my car now for almost 4 years. Okay. And my remote start has always just been junk. Straight up junk. I have to be like so close to my car for it to work. So, like, in the department I used to be at, my car was parked so far away that I would literally have to take a trip. I would have to walk outside, walk all the way around, and then go start my car. Even though I have a remote start, I had to go outside and start it. Now, the department I'm in, I'm still kind of far from my car. I'm closer. But without going from my desk just outside the front door, I can start my car. Okay. But now, if I'm sitting in my seat where I sit, I can't. So after a few days of me doing this, since it's starting, like it's gotten colder after the, in the past month or so, this guy I work with, he kept seeing me like go out the front door and start my car. And he's like, have you never heard of this? Put your key up to your head and then try to start it. I'm like, what do you mean? Why would I do that? He's like, no, I'm telling you, honestly, try it. You can gain like extra distance if you put it close to your head. I'm like, yeah, right.
And when you told me
There's
this,
no way.
yeah, I'm like, Crazy's trying to make you look like a fool. No way, I don't believe. And I'm literally looking at him like, please tell me you didn't try this. Like I was waiting for him to tell me it was a joke.
So anyway, the whole while I'm like, there's no way. You're lying. But anyway, I go sit in my chair. I go sit back down. I put the key to my head, the little fob. I press the lock button, and I actually see the lights because I can see my car. Right? It's a fair distance away, but I can see it. So I try it once, sitting in my chair, no lights. Put it to my head, press the lock button, the lights light up. I'm like, yeah, right. So then I press the start button. You have to hit it twice to start. And then I just see the lights flicker, and then the lights turn on. I'm like, no way.
And I didn't believe Chris. I thought he was actually lying. But this morning when we were walking Trumpet, right before we were going to Tim Hortons, where we were walking, I know he couldn't start his car from there. And then he went and he put it to his head and he went, doop, doop, and his car went vroom. And I was like, that's crazy. That is crazy.
Yeah. Like, what?
I want to know if it's for every car. Like, have you guys heard about this? Because I've never seen anyone put it towards their head before.
Yeah.
Ever. People just go outside and just, or they just start from their car.
You try to reach as far as you can?
Yeah.
That's what I used to do. Oh, man.
That's crazy. And that just, that kind of just shows
what type of frequency, what type of vibes, and like the power of the mind in a sense,
what energy we're giving off.
That's exactly. Yeah, it's
it makes
actually,
me think a lot. That's weird.
It is very weird. Like how are we an antenna? Because that's basically what's happening.
Yeah, that's the word I'm looking for. I think
we're literally like helping as an antenna to reach farther for the remote to work. In theory, that's basically what's happening.
It reminds me of that movie Lucy.
Yeah.
When she ended up losing 100% of her brain.
Yeah, that's a crazy movie. If you've never seen Lucy, I highly, highly suggest watching it. It's a very good movie.
It's one of my favorite movies. It's up there with Jurassic Park and things like that.
Yeah. No, it is a very good movie.
Yeah.
But
apparently we use a small part of our brain.
Yeah, I've heard 10%.
You heard 10%? I heard less than that.
Oh, yeah? No, I heard it. Humans only use 10% of their brain.
Where's my phone?
Which doesn't make sense. Like how? Why? How are we only using 10%? Here, my phone's right here.
Oh, let me ask. Do you have Google? You have an iPhone.
You can ask Siri.
Google. Siri don't know the answer.
How not?
Hey Siri. See, she don't even answer.
Hey Siri.
See, told you.
Hey Siri. How much percentage do humans use of their brain? Of course, you're not going to read it. Oh, so here it says myth.
Oh, it's a myth?
I don't know. This article. We only use 10% of our brains.
And it's a myth. I thought we used less than that.
I don't know. It says even people with degenerative neural disorders such as Alzheimer's or Parkinson's still use more than 10% of their brain. Yeah, I don't know. But that's what I've always heard.
Did you guys hear that too? Apparently it's a myth.
Yeah, I don't know where your phone is. Here, actually, let me do this instead. Let me just
I found it. Trumpet's lying on it. Okay, hold on. What should I ask?
What percentage of our brain do we use?
What is the percentage of brain power do we use?
According to MIT McGovern Institute,
Sure.
it's enticing to think that so much of the brain remains untapped and is ripe for boosting human potential. But the idea that we use 10% of our brain is 100% a myth. In fact, scientists believe that we use our entire brain every day.
See, I don't know if I believe that. I don't believe we use 100% of our brain. I don't believe it.
I don't believe it either. I actually don't, because some people they're just they just radiate a different frequency.
Yes.
Honestly, like they seriously do. And they can just it's almost like they just tap into something that other people just can't.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what it is or how to describe it, but some people, they're just on a different level.
Okay, so here's one of the questions that popped up. How can I change my brain wave frequency, meditation, and exercise? So I remember, and you actually put me onto this. I remember when I was studying for I remember when I was studying in university, or maybe it was college, I don't remember. But you used to say, oh, I want to listen to this type of music on YouTube. And one of the things was like this higher brain power video that would play frequency,
certain hertz
and sounds. Yeah, certain hertz. And I remember you were actually looking into it. But the thing is, it never really resonated with me. Maybe because I didn't believe in it.
Maybe.
I don't know. But I felt like when it came down to my test, I actually couldn't remember anything. So, yeah, that was just...
Yeah.
But you told me about it, and that just brought me back to the YouTube videos.
Yeah, there are lots of them. And there's different ones, too. Like, certain hertz are better for, like, more just concentration and focus, where some are, like, better for memory retention.
Calming music.
Yeah.
And I wonder what hertz meditation music is on then, because some of the articles are saying what does 432 hertz do to the brain. This one says it improves focus and intentionality. And then this one says what does 528 hertz do to the brain. Someone says soothes emotions, decreases levels cortisol levels, the stress hormone, and increases oxytocin. But this is just what Google is saying. Like, you don't have to 100% believe everything Google says. But it's actually just, it just makes me wonder, like you said, like, is everything on a certain level of frequency? And that's how some people tap into, like, their higher selves. And that's how they move up in life or whatnot. Yeah. Because you are right. Like sometimes when I meet someone, you can just tell that they're not on the same frequency as you. They might be like on a bad frequency or a very, very like higher up, very almost weird frequency. And it's like, maybe that's why sometimes some people come off as weird, you know, because they're not on the same wavelengths, I guess, as you. I don't even know if we're using the right terminology. Y'all must be thinking we're crazy at this rate.
Yeah, I mean, even if you've never really believed in it, you've obviously heard of it. You've come across, and you've always. There's no way you haven't been like, is it true? You know, even though you may not completely believe in it, but it's like there's got to be some evidence to be like, maybe it is, right? Because that's kind of where we're at.
Because you guys ever wonder what Wi-Fi is? Like if you know what Wi-Fi is, I want to know what it is. Like I literally want to know, is it just a wavelength? Like how does Wi-Fi work?
I have no idea.
Like how does data work?
I'm not sure.
Like, you know, if you know, like don't belittle us. Just actually comment, because I'm curious. How does all of this work?
Yeah.
Our snowplow is going by now.
You think that was the plow?
I think it was the
sidewalk.
The sidewalk plow. Yeah.
Our street is like the last one to ever get done.
I know.
But,
Oh, we didn't make it awkward, because now I feel awkward. Now my brain is like overthinking, like, what is this? Like, what energy am I on?
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's also like sound waves, like ultrasound. Like, it's actually funny that we're on that topic because on Monday we went for a cardio. Was it
Cardiogram.
cardiogram, and they used the ultrasound to look at our heart. You guys, this was the most awkwardest appointment I've ever had in my entire life so far. Okay, so when I called for, because our doctor, we told you how we finally found a family doctor, so we had to go with our blood tests and we had to do a bunch of tests. The doctor wants to just to see if everything's okay with us, blah blah blah. So whatever, I called the hospital and I booked the appointment, and the lady was like, "Oh, I'm gonna book you with a female at this time. So Curtis is gonna go first, and he's gonna have a male, and then you will be booked with a female." And I said, "Well," and then she said, "Well, do you care?" And I said, "Not really, but sure, why not?" Not thinking kind of what the procedure is to get this done. So she's like, "Okay, whatever, I'll book you." So she booked me. Me and Curtis get to the hospital. We're waiting. Curtis gets called first. A male came, got him, brought him back. So I'm thinking, okay, the lady's gonna come get me soon. Blah 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 blah. I'm waiting. And then all of a sudden, this young man comes up to me. He goes, "Amelia?" And I'm like, "Yeah, here." Thinking like, okay, he's probably gonna guide me to the room or something where the lady is. Maybe the lady told him to go get me. And he's like, "Okay, I'm gonna be your technician for today. Just put the gown on and lie down."
Yeah.
I was like, "Gown on?"
So you need to take off your entire shirt.
Yeah.
And put this gown on.
She said, "Take off your shirt, take off your bra, and put on the gown." And I was like, "Gown." And it's funny because I wore a V-neck so that I didn't have to be like, "Okay, take off your sweater." I thought they would have easy access to my heart if I wore a V-neck. But no. They want you to put a gown on. And when you have to put the gown on, like, when you put a hospital gown, you got the opening, the awkward opening in the back. You have to put that in the front. And it was so awkward because like I'm lying there, the guy's like my age, no bra on. I'm like, oh my god, this is so awkward. And like he had to like go underneath your boob, and I'm like, this is so awkward. And then he's like kind of like moving his wrist, moving the ultrasound wand around your boob, and you're like, okay, breathe in, breathe out. And I knew I was breathing heavy because I was so nervous. It was the most awkwardest thing because like normally they would try to put you with the same sex.
But you said you didn't care.
Yeah, I didn't care. But the thing is, I didn't know what the procedure was. Like I didn't know you had to be like that type of chest exposed, that type of
I didn't know what I was signing up for.
Touching type of thing.
I had no idea.
I was just like, oh, this is what it is. Okay. But the guy was super chill. Like, it didn't bother me, but it was just like a shocker, like, oh, yeah, take off your shirt, take off your bra. I'm like, I wore a V-neck shirt.
Yeah, see,
okay.
For me, he didn't even ask me to put on a gown thing.
You didn't have to put on a gown?
No, I just took off my shirt and laid on the bed.
Oh, well, yeah, like, I guess so.
So, but yeah, it's funny though, because I didn't think you were going to be with a guy.
Me
So in my mind, I'm just like, yeah, she'll just do her appointment and there'll be no problem, right? A girl will call her up and they'll line her up with a girl. So I just went about my life, went to my appointment, and he gets you to lie on your back for a bit, and then you have to lie on your side, and then they like press the ultrasound on the side here.
And I'm there, like, obviously the gown is flimsy, right? So the gown was kind of exposing my boobs. I went like, and the guy's like, just relax, you're okay. And I'm like,
yeah. Probably sees them all day long.
Maybe. But. Well, possibly, yeah, you're right. Sees boobs all day. Yeah. It was just the most awkwardest thing. And it was only awkward because I didn't really know what to expect. Yeah. I thought I knew what I was going in for, which was the cardiogram or whatever, the ultrasound of my heart, but I didn't know you had to put on the gown. I didn't know the gown would have to be backwards to like expose the front.
Yeah. And
I didn't know it was like I literally just thought the ultrasound wand was just going to be right here. But no. It was like everywhere on your whole boob is kind of what they were tracing.
Yep.
And there was like a little bit of pressure from the wand, and you're like, okay, don't move too much. But it was just awkward. It was just like, sure, I'll lay on my side.
And the funniest thing
I'll
though
lay
for
on my
her
back.
though, like, what are the odds though that you said you didn't care? You ended up having to have a guy. Okay, that's fine, whatever. But like a lot of times you think it's gonna be
An older person.
an older man, yeah, that's like whatever. But to have someone your age,
Yeah.
that's a little bit more awkward, I guess.
Yeah. I think that's what made it awkward. It was the fact that he was my age.
Yeah.
Because I was expecting like an older lady, an older man.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting someone my age to be doing that. And I was just like, oh, okay, sure.
But anyway, yes, we got our calls. I just did mine over the phone. Everything's all good with me.
Yep.
Everything is all good.
Yeah.
You went actually in to see him. I had the choice, but I just said, nah, just call me, whatever. And I figured if he gave me the choice, it was probably nothing, right? So I was like, yeah, whatever, I'll take the phone call. There's no point in me going in for you to just tell me I'm good, right? But anyway, yeah, you ended up actually going in.
Yeah, because I had other questions. Like I wanted to know about like my iron, because we also had to do a blood test.
Yeah.
So I had to do a vitamin D test, and it cost $45 extra because OHIP doesn't cover the vitamin D test, and I already knew that it would be low. And it's weird because I take vitamin D, I take iron pills, and my iron is literally, it's in range now, but it's on the low end of the range. And I'm like, how is that possible? I'm taking iron pills for after all these years. And then after all that, my iron is still in the low, but now it's in the range.
Yeah.
But I'm not complaining. I'm just happy that it's finally in a range.
Yeah.
But yeah, everything else is good other than the vitamin D. I have to take vitamin D pills. But it's normal, you know, if you are Black living in Canada, you're most likely going to have a vitamin D deficiency. So he said it was completely normal. So
Yeah. See, I have to do my blood test tomorrow. I have one scheduled for, well, during my lunch break tomorrow.
and you have to fast.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, he has to fast for 12 hours, you guys.
So it's kind of good that it's booked at 12:20 technically. So I just go to bed tonight. I can do whatever I want today. Go to bed, wake up, just don't eat breakfast, don't drink my coffee, unfortunately.
You can drink water, I think he said.
Yeah, you can drink water, but yeah.
My blood pressure was normal. Curtis's blood pressure was kind of high.
A little bit high. Yeah.
Yeah. And when we went into the office, like when we originally met him, I think your blood pressure was like 160 over something.
Yeah, he was a little shocked. He did it like 3 times.
Yeah. I think you just had the white coat syndrome. Like that's actually a thing where when you go in and your blood pressure is just a lot higher just because maybe you're nervous, anxious, anxiety of seeing a doctor.
Yeah.
Type of thing. Like you actually really scared me.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you did. All right. So the camera once again overheated. But we're going to end the podcast here because the battery is also low. So we hope you guys have a wonderful week. It was nice talking to you guys. I hope everything is going good with you guys on your end. I hope your mental health is going good. I know like sometimes this time of the year, there's this, is it seasonal blues?
Yeah. I mean, Christmas is supposed to be a joyous time, but it can be very stressful for a lot of people. So hopefully you're taking care of your mental health, and yeah, hopefully the holidays are a good time for you.
Yep.
So that's it for this one. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you want to share anything that we've discussed or questions we asked, drop it in the comments below.
We always look forward to hearing from you guys because the conversation doesn't end with just me and Curtis. It also includes you guys. So
hit the like button if you like the video, and
subscribe
don't
to the channel.
Subscribe.
Yeah, subscribe because we're trying to grow the family.
Yes.
And let's all jump on a higher frequency.
Yes.
together.
All right. So that's it. We'll see you guys in the next video.
Mm-hmm.
Have a good week. Have a good rest of the weekend, and we'll see you next time.
Yep. See you in about 2 weeks, guys. Peace. In 2 weeks, it'll be Christmas, no?
Yeah.
Oh, we'll see you for the Christmas trivia. Woo, 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 woo.